If you were here on the first Sunday of Advent, you remember that there was a general struggle with this, so we'll see how well you do tonight. I know most of you have been saying this for quite some time. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Alrighty then. I mean, you've been practicing for like 4 weeks now, so I figured you should be able to get it. I kid you not, I have saved that until right now. I have not wished anyone else Merry Christmas until right now because I take that so sacred to get to do that. So truly and honestly, I mean this. I want to wish you a Merry Christmas. One of the things that we did when I was a child, my family, we were not singers. When it came to church, we mostly just kind of like, if at the most we would do would be mouth it. I don't know if you know this, but if you say the word watermelon, but you don't actually say it, it looks like you're saying a whole host of words. So that's... But during Christmas, for some odd reason, my grandpa liked singing Christmas songs, so we would sing Christmas songs as a family. My family tradition is we would get together on Christmas Eve night and have this big party in my aunt's house in Joliet. So, because it was my family tradition, it's now going to become your family tradition. I know some of you have the actual missalette. If you have one, will you please grab it? You think I'm joking. I'm not joking. We're going to sing a song. And you know that I'm not a very good singer, and I'm going to be the one with the microphone, so you're not going to sound worse than me. I want you to turn to Song 60. It's also a song that most of you are going to know just anyway. It's called Silent Night. Number 60. It's page 205. So if you're not buying a book, I know that you know the song. I know also most of you have been singing it since the beginning of December, at least in your car when no one else is there. You ready? So please sit up, put your butt to the back of the pew, clear your throat now so that you don't have to do it when we start. Here we go. Silent night, holy night, all is calm, all is bright, round yon virgin mother and child, holy infant, so tender and mild, sleep in heaven. Sleep in heavenly peace. That was awesome. Also, for your benefit, I chimed out for the high point. I don't know how much you know about that song, Silent Night. It's actually a pretty powerful song and a beautiful song. I bet you sing it every year, whether you hear it in the car or you sing it at Mass. In 1816, there was a young priest by the name of Joseph Mohr who moved to Oberndorf, Austria. And right around that time was when the church was debating whether they should start using the vernacular, in other words, the common language of the area during the Mass for like preaching and songs and whatnot. So there was tension then between priests. So the young, vibrant, priests who were trying to, change the world wanted things to be in the native language of the area. And it was the old, stubborn priests that wanted it to stay in Latin. Now, in a lot of places, those rules have changed. But nonetheless, Father Joseph Mohr wanted to start using German in their masses. And he got pushed back by his pastor. He also, the pastor wasn't really a big fan of music. And so he was always happy to not have music at Mass. In November of 1818, some mice chewed through the bagpipe of the organ. I don't know if you know how organs generally work, but it would actually just fill a box filled with air that would push out that sound. And some mice chewed through the bag of that so that they couldn't use the organ. And Father Joseph Mohr was frustrated by that. And the pastor was glad because they weren't going to have any music at Christmas Eve Mass. And so Father Joseph went to the headmaster, whose name is Franz Gruber. Franz Gruber is actually the great uncle of a guy I was in seminary with, hence why I know this story. Franz Gruber was the headmaster of the school that they had there, and he also was the organist. So on the morning of Christmas Eve, 1818, Father Moore went to his friend Franz Gruber and said, "Can you help me make a song?" And he said, "What song do you want to use?" 2 years prior to that, in 1816, Father Moore had written a poem to take to all those people who were dying, and he would read it to them on their dying days. And they put that to music. And so for the first time in 1818, Silent Night was sung, which was a poem that a priest had written for his people that were dying. Father Joseph Moore died in 1939, and by that time, the song had made it all the way to New York City. To today, 202 years later, that song has been translated into 140 different languages. How that even happened was the following year that the organ tuner or organ fixer or whatever came to visit the church, and the people were still singing that song, so he brought it to the local cathedral just that next year. Right, because something broken, something beautiful came out of it. And it's a song we still sing today, and it's a song that probably all of us have as a childhood song. So from brokenness, we found beauty. What do we celebrate today? We celebrate Christmas. When God in His infinite mercy and imagination could see brokenness in the world and chose to enter it and gave us the greatest witness of beautiful love. Right? So Jesus entered a sinful and broken world. Also notice what was happening at the time. We have people that were having struggles with their family. Even Joseph was trying to leave his family right before he was formally married to them. We have government regulations. Herod was trying to kill all the innocent babies at the time, all the innocent boy babies at the time, so they had to flee because of government regulations. Right? We have the disease of sin. What do we see in 2020? Government regulations that I can't see if you're smiling or not. Right? Broken families. Right? And the contagion of sin. From brokenness, though, we get beauty. Christmas, as you all know, is a time of family togetherness, right? It also can be a time of pressure. Right? So every Christmas movie we see, we have this idea of this perfect family, and at the end of the movie, if they're not perfect yet, they reconcile and things are right again. But you and I know that's not the case in all of our families. Most of you don't know me very well, if you did, you'd know the story already, so I'm going to share a little bit with you. Not the whole thing, but a little bit of it. I was ordained a deacon in 2014, and that was the last time I saw my mom until 2018. My mom just, all through my life, kind of came in and came out. And so I have many a Christmas eves in my memory growing up of crying. I have many a Christmas Eve's night in my mind of, not getting presents from her not being around. I have a lot of other memories of my mom, of her being there, and it being kind of like a full family. So I know that some of you are in broken relationships. I know that some of you are in broken situations. I know that some of you financially, especially right now, are broke. And it can be actually a pretty stressful time to be together. And that's all the more why it's important we celebrate Christmas this year. Because brokenness is not going to get the best of us. Beauty will, though. So what's broken in your life? Seriously, what's broken in your life? My next line will not be because I'm here to heal it tonight, because it's not true. Because I don't think Jesus necessarily wants to heal it right now either. Jesus wants to take it and make it beautiful, though. What's broken in your life? Right? Jesus was born into a broken world. Father Moore moved into a broken parish with a broken pastor. Right? You and I struggle with brokenness each and every day of our lives. And God wants to make it beautiful. So in this Christmas, 2020, we do not bow down to brokenness, but we choose beauty. In just a few moments, we'll continue on with Mass. And I'll take ordinary bread and wine, and it'll become the flesh and blood of God. A miracle is about to happen in front of us. And like the Stations of the Cross that are in our stained glass windows, Jesus falls down 3 times at least on his way to offering the most beautiful sacrifice. And during the Mass, I'm going to break that host. Why? Because Jesus became broken for you and I. Because he wants to heal you and I. This Christmas, let not brokenness be the victor. Choose beauty instead.